Welcome back, Knights of the North Castle. We're so glad you came back again tonight. Are you ready for another great quest? Hey, have you seen my dragon Sparky anywhere?
Here I am. Achoo!
Wow, you guys did a great job. Look, the knights froze just in place, just like we practiced when you sneezed. Hey, where were you anyway?
Sorry I was late. I had cold feet.
What are you talking about?
You know, cold feet, nerves, it's a joke.
Oh, Sparky, have you been reading that old joke book again?
Oh yeah, I figured I better brush up on some of my jokes about the cold after all. Everything is cold up here in the North Castle, thanks to me and my sneezing.
Yes, everything most definitely is cool up here.
Hey, Armin or Helen, could you check my wing? You know the royal dog, don't you?
Frost? The king's dog? Did he bite you?
He sure did. Now I have frostbite. Get it?
Unfortunately, I do, Sparky. Hey, I found another riddle about the great armor. Hey, remember, Knights, these riddles? You know, they were written in that ancient dragon language.
And I'm the only one here who can interpret it. Let me see what you have. This one says, if the breastplate of justice is what you seek for, look for 5 petals in a creek.
The breastplate of justice must be another piece of the great armor. So to find it, we have to look for 5 pebbles in a creek.
Well, around here, it would be 5 petals in our frozen moat.
Well, I think the riddle is trying to tell us to look in the King's book. 5 pebbles. Well, looking through here, I see where people were gathered. They gathered 12 rocks after they crossed a river, but that wouldn't be it.
There was a boy who had 5 loaves of bread. I've eaten some bread that was just about as hard as a rock.
All right, Sparky. I've got it, though. I've got it. Look right. There's a story in 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verses 1 through 50, about a boy with 5 stones. Maybe that's it. Let's take a look inside the King's book to see the royal players and see if they can help us out.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, tells us about one of the most famous battles in the history of the world. It all starts with King Saul, a very strong and handsome guy. However, as we learn later, he was not a great king at all. Therefore, God chose a small young shepherd to be the next king. He was the smallest and youngest of 8 sons. His name was David. This little shepherd really loved God. King Saul led his people in battle against their arch nemesis, the Philistines. They were not very nice people. When I said they were not nice, I meant to say they were very mean. Thank you. The Philistine army was very confident, and for good reason. They had a secret weapon, a powerful soldier named Goliath. He measured 6 cubits and a span. In other words, he was very tall. Taller than that. Taller? Close enough. Every day, Goliath yelled at the Israelites to send out someone to fight. All the Israelites, including King Saul, were too afraid to fight Goliath, so they did nothing for 40 days. Nothing, that is, until little David showed up to bring lunch to his brothers. While delivering food, David heard Goliath shouting at the Israelites, "Send out a man for me to fight." So he volunteered. The king was unsure about sending a boy into battle. But David told the king about how he had fought both lion and bear to protect his sheep. I will do the same to Goliath. The king agreed and gave David all of his armor to wear, but it didn't fit. Instead, David simply took his sling, went to the creek, and found 5 smooth rocks. Maybe try those smaller ones over there? With only his sling and a bag of rocks, David goes to fight the powerful Goliath. Now, it was Goliath's turn to be shocked as he saw David approaching. Instead of a strong warrior, the Israelites sent a small shepherd boy with no armor. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" Unfazed, David said, "You fight me with weapons, but God will win this battle." Goliath just laughed. Maybe a little more... Yeah, that's it. Anyway, David took a stone from his bag, put it in his sling, and flung it at Goliath. It hit him right in the head, and he fell on his face. When the other Philistines saw that Goliath was dead, they all ran away, and the Israelites ran after them. All of this was just as David said when he told Goliath, "Our God doesn't need swords or spears. God owns this battle, and he will hand all of you over to us and bring justice." And this is just one great story from the King's Book.
Is it over? Was the giant defeated?
Yes, where did you go? Were you afraid of Goliath?
Of course.
Well, so were the Israelites. I bet David would have been a big fan of our banner verse. Remember, it's from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. And remember, it says, "Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power." Hey, Sparky, can you join in and say it with me? Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power.
That does give me a little more courage.
Speaking of courage, our knights did a great job on their first quest last time. Now it's time for another quest.
Last time, our brave knights practiced their balance, which is very important for a knight. What do they need to practice this time?
This time we need to practice a little horse riding. Horse riding is a big part about being a knight, and they spend a lot of time on their horses, and everybody needs proper horse riding technique. Now, here's the important part. So everybody needs to stand up and go ahead and spread your legs out and grab a hold of your horse's rein, and you gotta squat a little bit, and then we're gonna ride like a horse. There you go, do it with me. You're gonna ride like a horse. Oh, they're doing such a great job, Sparky.
Do they need to hold on to anything?
Well, thanks for the reminder. Don't forget to hold on to the reins of the horse because, you might fall off the horse if you're not holding on to the reins. So you could pretend to do that with either one hand or 2 hands, but I always hold on with 2 hands.
They are looking for more and more like knights. What's our castle call out today?
Our castle call out today is to armor up with justice. Hey kids, try that one with me. So remember, we're gonna do armor up, and then we're gonna do with justice. And justice is where we come down, and then we go like this, like we're balancing justice. So let's try it all together. You ready? Here we go. Armor up with justice. Hey, great job, kids. One more time. Armor up with justice. Hey.
Achoo!
Oh, Sparky. Oh, all the sneezing. Oh, my goodness. Whatever are we going to do? Well,
Knights, When you unfreeze, remember to follow your castle guides and station leaders. They will help you on your quest today. Off you go to find your breastplate of justice.
Have a great time tonight, kids, and we'll see you back in a little bit.
Hi, I'm Carolyn with Cokesbury's VBS, here to demonstrate science projects from Knights of North Castle. This is Session 2, Experiment 1, Giant Air Cannon. These are the items you will need: a large barrel plastic trash can, box cutter, a thick plastic shower curtain liner, duct tape, a short bungee cord, and paper cups to knock over. Step 1. Cut a hole in the bottom of the trash can with a box cutter. Step 2, cover the top of the trash can with a shower curtain and secure it with duct tape. Attach the bungee cord to the handles so it goes across the top. Step 3, pull the bungee cord and release, and the air will knock over the stacked cups. If it doesn't work the first time, just try again. Be sure to practice, and for more information, refer to your science leader guide.
Hi there, kids. Welcome back for our second music and movement class, and we're going to be learning a new song, Hot, Hot, Burning Up. And this is a great one to dance around in your living room and have a really good time with, and you just get to break it down during this dance. So when the floor is hot, this is about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego being in the furnace. And so when they go in the furnace, it's really, really hot. So when they say hot, hot, we're going to pretend like the floor is really, really hot, and we're going to kind of push down and go hot, hot, okay? And we get to freestyle, and then they're going to say hot, hot again, and we're going to hot, hot. So we're going to do this a few times, and it's going to be hot, hot in that furnace, and we're going to keep going, okay? All right, so we do that a few times, but then we're going to tell the story, all right? And so when we tell the story, we're going to follow the leader in the song. The first movement they do in the first verse is they're going to call with their hand right by their face, right here, and they're going to go this way. So you're going to see the leader in the song do it, and then you're going to see us do it as the response with you, okay? So we're going to go this way first. And then the leader's going to call again, and we're going to respond this way. All right? Then you're going to see the leader move his arm around this way, and you're going to see us respond with you this way. All right? Okay, and then the last movement you'll see the leader do is this. And then you'll see us respond with you with this. All right? So remember, we're going to call to the left, then we're going to call to the right, and then we're going to swing our arm around, and we're going to wipe the floor. Okay? And the leader will do all those movements first, and then you'll see us respond with you. Now, the next part we all do together. All right? So we're going to point our fingers up into the sky, point our other finger up into the sky, and come down. And then we're going to use our thumb and point at ourselves, and then point with our finger back out and come all the way down. And then we get to be hot, hot again, which is really, really fun. So it's literally like hot, hot, and you're going to dance and freestyle, and then you're going to hot, hot again. Okay, so we're going to start with the hot, hot, then we're going to call, then we're going to call, then we're going to move our arms around, okay, then we're going to wipe the floor, then we're going to point to the sky, bring it down, use our thumbs and point to ourselves, point and bring it down, and then we get to do hot, hot again. All right, so let's do this first part of the video, and you guys are going to have a lot of fun freestyle dancing. Let's go. Be ready. Let's call.
That's what Deb said. Throw anybody in it who won't bow their head and worship me.
Be ready to point to yourself.
Must bow their heads and worship me.
Woo, it's going to be hot again. Ready?
Oh, it's getting hot. Burning up, hot, burning up, it's burning up, burning up, it's burning up.
All right, good job, guys. Now you've learned the whole first part of the song. That's great. All right, so now we're going to learn the next verse of our song. All right, and it says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which are the kids that were put in the furnace. So we're going to point. Remember, the leader points first, and we respond. So it's going to be Shadrach, Meshach. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3. All right? He says it, then you say it. And then Abednego gets his own. So we're going to go to the left. And Abednego. All right? So remember, we go to the right first. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And then we go this way. 1, 2, 3. And then they're going to tell the king no. All right? So we're going to say no, 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 no. All right? Okay? And then after that, we do the same thing where we wipe the floor. Okay? Wipe the floor. And then right after that, we point to the sky again. Point, bring it down. Use your thumb and point to yourself, bring it down. All right, and then guess what? You get to be hot, hot, hot all over again, and it's going to be great. All right, so let's go over this verse again, all right? Okay, so we're going to point. You do it 3 times. You ready? 1, 2, 3. And then go this way. 1, 2, 3. Tell the king no, 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 no. And then wipe the floor. And then point to the sky. And then bring it down. Point to yourself. Bring it down. All right, let's start from the beginning, and we can do both the verses together, and you guys can have some fun freestyling. great job. We only have one more verse to go. All right, this one only has 2 sets of moves. They're going to throw them in the fire. So we're going to walk into the fire. So we're going to walk into the fire. All right. And then once they got in the fire, they began to dance around. So you can freestyle this one and dance around. However you want to dance around. Okay? All right. And then this time, we're not pointing to the sky. This time, we're going to hold our hand out, and it says, we only worship one God. And then you're going to bend over, and then you're going to look up at the very end. Okay, right before we get to, you know it, hot, hot. All right, so remember, we're going to walk into the fire. Then when they say they're going to begin to dance around, you're going to dance around. Then we hold up our finger, we bend over, and we look up right at the end so we can be ready to break it down with some hot, hot. And that goes all the way to the very end. And at the very, very end of the song, we're going to lift our hands high with hot. So let's do the whole song.
It's so hot. It's getting 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 hot. Fire up the furnace. Fire up the furnace. That's what Deb said. That's what Deb said. Throw anybody in it. Anybody in it. Who won't bow their head. Who won't bow.
Ready to point to the sky.
Worship me.
Point to yourself.
All must bow their heads and worship me.
Be ready to be hot, hot.
Oh, it's getting hot, hot, burning up, hot, hot, burning up, it's burning up, hot, hot, burning up, hot, hot, burning up.
All right, be ready.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said no to King Neb, and said we won't bow low, and
Point to the sky.
worship you.
Point to yourself.
We won't bow our heads and worship you.
Be ready to be hot.
Now it's getting hot, hot, burning up, hot, hot, burning up, it's burning up, hot, hot, burning up, hot, hot, let's go, burning up, it's burning up, through them
Oh,
in
here
the
we go.
fire.
Walk to the fire.
But they were not burned. They danced
Dance
and they
around.
and told Nebuchadnezzar to worship you. There is only one we bow down to, even when the fire's hot, hot, burning up, hot, hot, come on, burning up, it's burning up, hot, hot, yeah, burning up, hot, hot, burning up, it's burning up, hot, hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot, but I'm not burning up, it's burning up, I'll just be over here dancing, hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot, don't mind me, burning up, it's burning up.
Great job, guys. I hope you had a great time freestyle dancing. And I don't know about you, but I'm a little hot after that one. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Hi friends, it's night 2 craft. I'm Miss Tiffany and this is Lainey. Our castle call is Armor Up with Justice. So tonight we're making a dragon pop-up and he's right here. In your craft kit, you'll have a solid dragon body. You'll have some parts that are already in the stickers that you can go ahead and work on popping out. There's wings and a belly that I've already taken out. You can see right here. There's 2 little horns. Don't lose those. Put those on the table. You'll have 2 small googly eyes, and you'll have a little popper thing like this. The only thing that you need from home for this craft is a bottle of liquid glue, okay? And there's a couple of steps that we're going to go through with you. I'll make your dragon, all right? So the first step is we're going to get this piece. That's the solid dragon body without any detail to it. And we're going to add the wings and the horns that we popped out of our picture. So I've got some yellow wings And you're going to peel this backing off. You might need an adult's help because sometimes this can be a little tricky. So I have my wing, and I'm going to line it up with the body, so. Okay, so now he's got one wing on top of the red. I'm going to take the back off the other wing. Use those little fingers. Get the back sticker back off. And I'm going to stick it on there. Okay, Lainey's working on hers. And then the horns. The horns are pretty difficult. This probably would need an older kid, a sibling, or a grown-up's help because they're very tiny. But you just kind of got to pick the white backing off that and put it on the two little horn tips on the body right here. This is even a little difficult for me. It'd be very difficult for little fingers. All right. So there's our first step. We've got our body, we've got the two little horns and the two little wings, okay? So the next step is we're going to get the front body piece. That's in a different color. It's got like a little detail on it, little spots and stuff. Now, go very slowly on this one. So get the back off so it's sticky. Alright, so see, I got all the white off. You're going to get your little spring and see this clear part. This part is going to get stuck in between the body, that mine's in red, and then the green part. You're going to have a different color because these come in all different colors. So what I'm going to do is, and you can do this laying flat on the table, hold the spring in between the legs, and then you're going to put the body sticker right over top, and what's going to happen is it's going to hold that spring in place. The arms go over the wings. That's okay. It's supposed to be that way because he's jumping. So he's got his arms out. It doesn't have to perfectly line up. I'm sure Lainey will get hers perfectly. There you go. All right. The next step is to add his belly. So the belly is going to be the same color as the wings. Add his belly. Then he has a cute little face. You're going to peel the sticker back off that. And if we're going too fast, you can pause this and do it at your own speed because some of these stickers can be difficult. So do not worry if you're not doing it as quickly as we are, okay? And then you're going to line up his face and his ears. And this is what you get. It's only missing one thing now, and that's his eyes. So this, when you put the eyes on, I would let it lay flat for a little while because you want the glue to dry. If you need help with liquid glue, feel free to ask a parent because a little goes a long way. So all you have to do is a little tiny dot. These are little googly eyes, so the younger children, please supervise. I'm going to put a little dot of white glue underneath the eyebrow. And then another little dot of white glue. Friends, look, it takes just a very little bit. I'm going to carefully place the little googly eye on top. And I'm going to let it lay flat for a little while, but just to show you, when you push down, if you put the little clear plastic on the blue part, he'll pop up. I'm too slow, friends. Let me see. And there's your dragon pop-up. Lainey's getting her eyes completed. She'll show you hers. All different colors. Easy. You can, if you have a brother or sister you're doing VBS with, you can see which one pops the highest. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow night.
David went into battle against Goliath with the king's armor, a sandwich and an apple, a sling and 5 small stones, his best friend. a sling, and 5 small stones. To become a knight, one would first become a page, and then a whole book, squire, police officer, baker. A squire. Our banner verse states, "Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power, army, horses, iceberg." Power. Thanks for playing.
Hey, Knights, you must have really been paying attention tonight. You were excellent in trivia. Now, to celebrate your return to the North Castle, let's see if Sparky can help us out. Hey, Sparky, how do you think they did on the quest tonight, looking for the breastplate of justice?
Did you find the breastplate of justice, or did you find the breastplate of just eyes? Get it? Just eyes?
Yes, I think we got it.
Just eyes. It's funny because it sounds like justice, but there's not a lot. It's just ice here.
Yes, thank you, Sparky. But we're talking about the breastplate of justice.
What is a breastplate anyway? What is the justice? What are things that Roman soldiers had?
Great question, Sparky. Yes, these are all metaphors, things that are familiar that help us understand something unfamiliar. Paul, the writer of Ephesians, used a breastplate as a metaphor. Remember, there were a lot of Roman soldiers around, and people would have understood what he was saying. The breastplate was the main part of the Roman soldier's armor. It would protect important parts of the body like the heart and lungs. When we talk about justice, we might mean someone getting either a reward or a punishment for something that they have done.
So when David defeated Goliath, that was justice?
Yes, God rewarded David for trusting in God. God decides what justice is because God is perfect. God is just, so God can bring justice.
Last time we found the belt of truth, and this time we found the breastplate of justice. Those sound like two different things.
Actually, truth and justice kind of go together, just like the belt and breastplate go together in the soldier's armor. A soldier would need to put on his belt first, and then his breastplate, just like we need to know truth before we can know about justice.
This is really exciting.
It sure is, Sparky. Hey, good job, Knights. This story about David reminds us that God can bring justice. David knew that the Lord, the God of Israel, was with him, and that truth gave him courage to stand up to the giant. David knew that God would bring justice between Goliath and the Philistine army and the Israelites.
And God brought the Israelites to victory, even though they had to face Goliath.
Exactly. Hey, let's try our castle call out together again. Remember, armor up with justice. Here we go. Armor up with justice.
Say, it was with us, knights. Armor up with justice. Great.
Hey, let's not forget our banner verse. Remember, be strong in the Lord, in the strength of his power. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Hey, Knights, let's pray. Thank you, Lord, that you are the one true God. Thank you that you bring justice and you give us the courage to trust you, even when we are in difficult situations. Amen.
Achoo!
Way to freeze in place, Knights. Now that you guys are all amazing ice statues, it's time for us to say goodnight. We'll see you back again tomorrow night for another fun night of Knights of the North Castle. Have fun tonight, Knights. See you tomorrow.